Welcome to Lucas Oil on the Edge. This week coming to you from Englishtown, New Jersey for the Shakedown at E-Town. That's right, Outlaw, Blown, and Nitrous drag racing action tonight on the Edge. Whole lot of great personalities in this series, including Scotty Cannon Jr. That's right, coming up on the Edge.
Go! Got it tacked up, and if you get too close, you're getting cracked up. Stone cold when I roll, coming out of the hole. Get back, cause I'm out of control. I'm on the edge.
Hello everybody and welcome to Lucas Oil on the Edge. We're going to bring you an exciting race here from one of the most historic tracks in the country. Welcome to Englishtown, a multifaceted facility. They have motocross here, road racing, go-kart racing, an 8-mile track, and yes, a quarter-mile drag strip that's been hosting national events for the past 40 years. But today, it's all about the Allanabi Shakedown at E-Town. Hello everybody, I'm Ken Stout. We have an incredible race coming your way from my home track. Pleasure to be back here. I'm proud to be at Englishtown, and we're going to split up the Pro Mod class. It's going to be Nitrous cars in their own category and the blower cars in their own category. And the car here, well, that's owned by Mike Castellano, the 2005 IHRA champ, and was the quickest Nitrous car on the planet, but that has changed here already this weekend. We'll talk more about that in a moment. What we want to know, Mike Castellano, is who is Allanabi?
Well, Allanabi is a race team based out of Qatar, and we kind of worked out a deal about a year ago. They purchased one of our race cars. We went overseas to help them get the thing sorted out, and we just formed a team from there and put together what we have now is 6 Pro Mod cars running over here. And they're just a great bunch of people to work with, and we're looking forward to just keep going, getting stronger from there.
Well, we're certainly proud to have you here. I know you love being at your home track. Wishing you were in the show. Unfortunately, we won't see him racing here today, but one man we will see racing has already made history, and our Julie Atchison is standing with him. Julie?
All right, thanks so much, Ken. We're looking at the first Nitrous car ever to get into the 5s. An unbelievable pass for Jim Halsey. He went a 5.99 with an 8, 240 miles per hour. So not only did he break the ET record, he also broke the speed record. Jim, this is just, unheard of for one of these Nitrous cars to get into the 5s. What did that feel like for you?
Oh, it was just incredible. I mean, it was probably the best feeling I've ever had in drag racing since we started 15 years ago. It's just unbelievable.
What was the air like for you guys when you laid down this solid path?
The air was really good. It was like 500 feet above sea level, which we only run in maybe here every year. About this time of the year is the only time you're going to get that kind of air, so that helped us a little bit.
Were the other guys coming up to you and saying, man, you got this Nitrous car into the 5s. What's going on?
Oh, it's cool. It's all the hard work we put in, late nights. We test a lot. Gene Fulton sent us some new parts this week to try. He said they were a lot better, and I think that showed that they are.
I guess so. You need top quality parts to get that car into the 5s, that's for sure. We have some unbelievable racing to get to today that will have you on the edge of your seats.
Thanks, Julie, and some more record-setting performances to go along with Jim Halsey's 5-second run. Scott Cannon in the near lane. He rips off a 5.73. That is a bonus $5,000. The first one into the 70s with a blower.
There's Khalid Al-Balushi in the far lane alongside Jim Halsey in that 5-second run for YellowBullet.com there.
Everybody thought it was going to be Castellano because he had run 6.000 previous to this event, but it goes to Halsey. And speaking of this event, as we watch some of the other qualifying passes, this thing started off in 2003. Dave Hance, the promoter, has built this thing up to 2008 now. It's gone from literally 6 cars to 200 cars and a huge payout, $20,000 to win the Nitrous class, the Blown class, and $10,000 to these guys, the 10.5-inch tire class that we'll see in another show. A lot of exciting racing coming your way. Stay with us. This On the Edge telecast is brought to you by Lucas Oil Products. Made in America, sold to the world. General Tire. And by Allanabi Racing. All right, let's start things off with the highlights of round 1 in the Outlaw Nitrous category. Jim Halsey, of course, your number 1 qualifier. Let's look at the rules.
800 cubic inch is normally the case, not this weekend. It's Outlaw time. 2,500 pounds, throw that out the window as well. If you can get that maybe under 2,000, you can race here at the Shakedown in E-Town here this weekend.
Previous Nitrous record coming in 6.000 at 238. That one has already been broken, or at least a leg on it.
Don Lucino, far lane, That is Khalid Al-Baluchi. He'll take the win. 6:12, 2:35 here in round number 1. A much improved race car driver there.
Yeah, Khalid doing an excellent job, doing a lot of racing over there in Qatar. Ricky Smith in the near lane, of course, he's won so much. John DeCebo in the far lane. Ricky Smith, after qualifying number 3 with a 6:08, comes out here and rips off a 6:14 in round 1 and goes to the next round.
Here we go. Here's that yellowbullet.com Chevrolet Camaro nearest the camera. Far side, Billy Clinton, Whiteland, Indiana. Halsey, who ran that 5:99, will take the win right here. The numbers are awesome. 5:96, Ken. He improves from qualifying.
And of course, that is a new record, a bonus $5,000 for that. Bonus $5,000 for the first nitrous car in the 5s. So an extra 10 grand to that guy. Let's take a look at the ladder here.
Halsey, Shannon Jenkins, the Iceman. Khalid Al-Baluchi, Dusval, doing the burnout, taking on Montana. Scribba and Deitch, Tricky Ricky, Milt Decker here in round number 2. The corrected altitude is 700 feet. The barometer pretty good at 30.00, and not a lot of water grains in the air here at Englishtown here for the Shakedown.
Khalid Al-Baluchi right there in front of you from Qatar in the car formerly campaigned by Mike Castellano. Nick Montana in the other lane trying to give him a run. He's not going to have enough here.
And Khalid Al-Baluchi, Ken, 6:13, 2:31, is having a career best day right here. Watch it again. In-car camera shot. Great shot. Right down, just a little bit of a wiggle there at the 1-2. And that is a 200+ mile-an-hour run for Khalid Al-Baluchi, who this weekend, Ken, is just driving great. Car running good.
He qualified 4th, ran 235 miles per hour in qualifying, so no doubt that car working well. Here comes Milt Decker, a longtime veteran, and of course, Tricky Ricky. Ricky Smith has been in Pro Stockers, obviously been in Pro Mod. You name it, that guy has raced it.
He's got rear Morrison power now because he is part of the Alanabi team. For Carolina Drilling and Tricky Ricky, and Milt is out of it there.
Milt rattles the tires. He's done. Ricky Smith through the other end, 6:089. That's exactly where he qualified. A nice pass.
2:38.01 on the speed chart, and that is a great run for Tricky Ricky Smith, his daughter Melissa helping out, and they made a great combination, a great team with Jenkins, Castellana, Alanabi. Here was our next pair.
Yeah, Matt Dietz coming up next, and Freddie Scribba. These two guys have been racing each other for a number of years. These Northeastern guys have been battling at all kind of tracks up here.
Freddie Scribba, oh, red light start for Freddie. Oh my gosh, close. That had to be somewhere in the O range. It's 0.22.
And a 6:07, that's the O I was thinking of. And of course, he throws that one away. That's a great run for a nitrous car. We told you the previous record, 6 flat. Of course, now we've seen it down to the 590s, and Jim Halsey's the man that did it, lined up next to one of the best. I mean, we're talking about a 3-time IHRA champ and the Iceman. We thought it was going to be the Iceman that would put the tune-up in Castellano's car and get that bonus $5,000 to be the first of the 590s. Jim Halsey says, I think I'll take that, guys.
I'll take that money. Ran a 596, and this time, by good race, he'll go 598. Halsey is mired in the 5-second range, and he'll go to the semifinal round, Ken.
99 and 96 and 98. He is the baddest nitrous car in the land. We're having a great time here at the Alanabi Racing Shakedown at E-Town. Let's go back down to Julie.
It's world records all around here this weekend. We're looking at the fastest, quickest pass in a Pro Mod Outlaw car. 573, 252 miles per hour. Scott Cannon Jr. behind the wheel. What was it like to run that pass?
Well, we been looking forward to come and run the Outlaw thing, and we run the IHRA, and there's all kind of rules. When you get to come over here, you get to build the biggest, baddest motor and just all the power you can, and it worked out for us.
So you went from a roots blower to a screw blower, and that definitely picked up that horsepower for you.
Yeah, I think we got both ends, 573 at 252, and I think we set it by a 1/10 and a half.
Did that feel different?
Yeah, this thing here never stops pulling.
All right, well, we're going to look at some fast passes today. Air's a bit different, of course, than it was in qualifying. We're looking at the crew chief. Let's get to some fast, quick racing.
And of course, that crew chief is the senior, Scotty Senior, and he's won so many championships in the category. Let's talk about the rules or the lack of them here.
Yeah, pretty much all Hemi had motors for the most part, 526 inches and more. 2,700 pounds. Again, throw that out the window this weekend. Over 4,000 horsepower, and you saw that great big screw blower. It's all about air and fuel volume to make these things fly.
A couple of great looking rides, and Chip King on the other side on and off the throttle with a super bird.
Man, he was on and off the throttle, wasn't he?
Patil with that 57 Buick, by the way, gets the win. Here is the man in the near lane, Scott Cannon, alongside Kevin McCurdy.
Round one highlights, and watch that big wing Superbird. Holy cow, he goes a 589, 247.
Next up, John Russo in the near lane, John Hines in the far lane. Hines all over the place, on and off the throttle. Oh, he clips the wall right there. Of course, Russo just rifles down through there, 595, 245, another look at it.
Watch the butterflies, Ken. He's on and off. He's off of it right there, and he just can't quite get control. When you start bouncing those big rear slicks, you just cannot control these cars. They're making too much power.
All right, let's go into round two with the Outlaw blown category. You know, we want to also throw kudos to Lend America for sponsoring this category. They put $20,000 on the line for the winner. Without them, this wouldn't be possible to come out here and win, run for this kind of money. So special thanks to Lend America.
That's right. Here's John Russo and R2B2. Mike Ashley, by the way, the company founder there, the owner, the president, a longtime drag racer. Certainly thank him for his support. Russo, near lane. Tommy DeApril with Mel Bush's 62 in the far lane.
Two IHRA regulars going at it right here in the far lane. That 62 Chevy is going to be Tommy DeApril. As he gets it, it looks like the pilot chute flew off of Russo's car.
Tommy DeApril goes 609 in a good-looking run. And that pilot chute is the initial spring that pops in order to blossom that parachute.
We talked about this class being littered with champions. Here's two of them. Mike Janis has done it in Pro Mod. Vaughn Smith at one time, the winningest alcohol funny car driver in IHRA history, has a lot of experience under his belt. He's in the far lane.
I'll tell you what, these are two heavy hitters right here. Vaughn, another Team Alanabi car, that brand new 57 Chevrolet, will take the win. 585 at 247, Ken. Wow.
And you know, Mike Janis has struggled with that car pretty much all year long in IHRA, no doubt. Vaughn Smith, who's run alcohol funny car in NHRA where they're allowed the screw blower, brought that motor over there, put it inside of the car, and that thing is a rocket ship. Frank Patil will line up here one more time with that 57 Buick. Just a great-looking ride, by the way. And, of course, he'll pair up with the tough Barney Squires, who typically has a spectacular-looking car.
Oh, and Barney leaves before the tree's activated. It's a double foul start. First or worst, Barney is out, Patil is in, and he'll go the round of four here.
That'll round up round number two of the Lend America blown category. Up next, the SPEEDTECH Nitrous category. Stay with us. We're at Old Bridge Township Raceway Park for the Alanabi Racing Shakedown at E-Town. And there's a good look at Vaughn Smith as he's packing the chutes, getting ready for his next round. But first, we are going to have the SPEEDTECH Nitrous category, and Khalid Al-Balushi has done a spectacular job, finds himself in the semifinal round. That's the good news. The bad news is he has Jim Halsey he has to race.
Yeah, he's got to run the fastest nitrous car on the planet here in the semifinal round. Great job for the YellowBullet.com team, but as well for Khalid Al-Balushi, who this weekend has shown great driving prowess, and that car has become very consistent.
Jim Halsey is a man possessed. The quickest pass ever recorded in a nitrous-fed machine. 595 with an 8, 240 miles per hour. Man, oh man, that thing is just a rocket ship.
Watch that baby in the replay. Good run for Khalid Al-Balushi, but look at the YellowBullet.com Camaro. He'll go to the final round here.
All right, does this day get any better for you? I mean, this car is flying. You're running in the 590s, another 595.
Yeah, that's great. The only thing that can make it better is win the final round, take that 20 grand home back to Cecil County Dragway.
What does it feel like to be going that fast for you? I mean, you've worked so hard, these cars, you've struggled in the past, and you know, here this weekend, you're just running these world record passes each time you go out.
This is like a dream come true. I mean, when we come up here, we were hoping to run 599, 598, but to run a 96 and now a 95, just incredible. Shows how hard my guys work back at the shop.
And Will, I want to say one thing about Jim Halsey. He tests, and tests. Just like Tricky Ricky Smith, he puts a lot of laps on that race car.
And you know, we also had a chance to talk with him earlier in the weekend. That car is at legal weight. That is an IHRA legal weight car right there. So it is a real deal. Ricky Smith in the narrow lane. Matt Deach in the far lane.
Team Alanavi, Awesome Motorsports. Oh, Deach shakes the tires. Ricky all over the track. He'll pick up the win and go to the final round, Ken.
A 6:08, 2:37 at any other time would be a really good run, but he's a tenth of a second or more off the pace of Halsey. A good look on board of Ricky Smith.
Look at him seesawing that steering wheel. I usually call that 2 handfuls of steering wheel. Ricky Smith to the final round.
You've had a consistent race car this weekend. You're going to a final. You take that one with a 6:08.
Yeah, we've been struggling here, you know, but I figured we'd come in and run 6 flat, at least 6:02. I mean, Halsey's running really good. I give him credit, but we'll see if we can step it up this next round and see who wins.
It'll be a great race. We'll look forward to that. Right now, it's time for the Lind America Outlaw Blown category. That is Frank Patil doing the burnout with the 57 Buick, and he's going to line up this time alongside Vaughn Smith. Vaughn Smith and Scott Keenan at this point, really the class of the field. Tommy DeApril, though, never count that guy out either.
And how cool is it when you take 2 period cars, one a 57 Buick, the other a 57 Chevrolet, and match them up here at the dadgum Shakedown at E-Town, baby.
Alanavi on the door of the Vaughn Smith machine, and he is stretching it out. Across the stripe, it is all Vaughn Smith. 595, 241 miles an hour. He is looking for that check from Mike Ashley and Lind America, baby, that says 20,000. That'd be a good payday, baby.
Hey, here's what's cool. Vaughn Smith and Howard Moon are back together, and that car was very temperamental early on, but it is definitely running full force here this weekend.
Boy, that thing just pumping a little smoke out of the center of it after doing that burnout. Cannon definitely on rails this weekend. Tommy DeApril, near lane. Oh, man, and a nice save. Scott Cannon driving that thing 577, 250 miles per hour. That will be strong enough to back up the qualifying effort to 573 and a brand new record, a bonus $5 grand.
Man, watch the butterflies open and close right there at the halfway mark and still goes to 77.
Okay, awesome job for you this weekend. You know, running in the 70s, another 577. Conditions are ever changing here this weekend.
Yeah, they were bad, or not, I wouldn't consider bad, but they were worse than they were last night here earlier. And when the clouds come in here, the air got like around 600 foot, and we knew we could run 70 again, or we thought we could, and we just put it back just like it was last night, and then here we are.
These passes are unbelievable, running in the 570s. Can you believe it yourself?
No.
A chip off the old block. Hey, $40,000 on the line when we come back. This telecast is being brought to you by Lucas Oil Products, made in America, sold to the world. General Tire. And by SPEEDTECH, innovative nitrous systems. Welcome back to one of the most spectacular drag racing facilities in the country. Some of the quickest and fastest runs in the sport of drag racing of all time have been made right here at Old Bridge Township Raceway Park. We are down to the money rounds in both of our categories. The SPEEDTECH Pro Outlaw Nitrous category, Jim Halsey and Ricky Smith.
We talked to Ricky, we talked to Jim Halsey as well after their semifinal victories, and both of them know, particularly Ricky, he needs to find a tenth of a second. That yellowbullet.com Camaro is hauling the mail and has run in the 90s, the 590s, all weekend long. Great run.
Flames out of both sides, and he backs up that 595. A 595 with an 8 follows that up with a 595 with a 9. What a spectacular car. He has had an incredible weekend.
Watch Ricky's car makes a violent move toward the center stripe. Look at Halsey's pipes on both sides of that red Camaro. I mean, that baby is on fire, full of nitrous, and taking the win.
Fantastic job this weekend. Another pass in the 5. Staging battle, though, at the starting line.
Yeah, that's Ricky. When you race Ricky, you got to be prepared for that. He's a good racer, and do what you got to do to win. That's what he tried to do. You can't knock him for that.
Fantastic weekend for you and your team. Just another unbelievable, solid pass you laid down in the final.
We got to thank Alanabi for putting the money up, SPEEDTECH, Western Beef, Raceway Park for an excellent racetrack.
Mother Nature for the perfect weather, my crew for their hard work. Doesn't get any better than this.
Tell me, walking away here today, the champ, running the best numbers ever of your career, breaking so many records. I mean, you can't get much better for you guys.
I'm just sad it's the end of the season.
Good job.
Thank you.
$20,000 courtesy of SPEEDTECH Nitrous as we go to our Lend America Blown Outlaw category. You know, special thanks to the Alanabi gang, because without them we wouldn't be able to bring TV to this event. They have been responsible for covering all those costs, so special thanks to them as we go into this final. Scott Cannon, Von Smith.
And there's a look at that beautiful 57 Chevrolet tuned by Howard Moon, which, by the way, Ken had a chance to talk with before the final.
So it comes down to the two screw blowers that are in the category. You guys have been behind by about a tenth. You got anything for him?
We're going to make an effort at it. He's got his hot rod running pretty good, but this awesome Alanabi team will pull it out. We're going to make an effort at it.
I asked you before, are you going to chase him? And you said?
I'm going to try to let him chase me.
Good answer, man.
Howard Moon's pretty cagey, man. Don't ever count that guy out. He and Von Smith have been together for a long, long time.
Beautiful paint by Steve DeKing on that 57 Chevrolet.
Red light. Scott Cannon Jr. gives it away.
And right there for Alanabi Racing, Awesome Motorsports, Howard Moon, the screw blower, all the gang, and the driver who is based in Tennessee is back once again with his tuner. Oh, that was a close red light right there, baby.
You know, it's a big race, a lot of pressure. Scott Cannon wanted it bad. Unfortunately, he left too early. Von Smith will bring home the money.
First of all, congratulations, Von. Unbelievable for you to win this weekend. You were the slower of the two cars. Scott goes out red lights. That means a win light for you.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's why you have to race every round, and make it through that round and know what happens. But, I mean, they've been on a string. It's unfortunate that it happens, and not that I want to win that way, but hey, you take the help you get when we're struggling like we have been. But you know, for Howard Moon, the rest of the guys, Brian Perkins and Mac Burnett over here, and Terry Gardner, I mean, everybody that helps on this thing, it was put together pretty quick, and to go through the whole day and win the race, hey, we'll take whatever we can get.
Hey, the force is back. Howard Moon and Von Smith in the winner's circle, Ken.
Special thanks to the Alanabi gang, Mike Castellana, Dave Hansen, Lend America. Hey, make sure you log on to NewWaveTV.com to find out where the Terry's RV and OTE gang are headed to next. For Julie Atchison, Brian Olson, I'm Ken Stout. You're not living unless you're on the edge.